Well, I think, look, I think if I had pitched this idea to NBC and said, this is a big problem, kids are getting hurt, and get some anecdotal stories, scary ones with parents, and video of somebody clicking on a keyboard, it would have been a, 2-minute deal. But the fact that we could infiltrate this crime and watch it unfold, in real time, essentially, was something that nobody had been able to do before. And I was very fortunate to work with the team and sort of kind of figured this out on the fly and produce something that was, very, very compelling and created a dialogue and an awareness that I don't think existed.
Yeah,
before.
I think the personal nature, being able to see it firsthand, the way it unfolds, and the way the people that look just like everybody else are truly predatory, right?
Well, exactly. And, when I first pitched this, I was driving out to the first location and I started daydreaming, got caught in traffic. And I thought, well, what if I've just wasted tens of thousands of dollars of the network's money? What if nobody shows up? And with that, my producer calls and says, where the hell are you? We've got 2 guys scheduled to show up in 45 minutes. And in that first investigation, which unbelievably was 17 years ago in Bethpage, Long Island, 17 guys surfaced in 2.5 days, including a New York City firefighter.
Yeah. Did you guys keep track of how many predators you put away? Like what like a raw number?
We're right around 400, all in for the original series. That I did another one called Hansen versus Predators, and that aired on my syndicated show. I did Crime Watch Daily for a while, and now we're back out again doing it. But I would say right around 400, and we keep track of them. One of the reasons we decided to do the podcast, Predators I've Caught, is to see where these fellows are now. Have some turn their lives around? Yes. Have some stayed in trouble? Yes, the vast majority in some way, shape, or form. And it also allows me the opportunity to go back through these cases and share, what was really going on behind the scenes. I mean, we never held anything back. I mean, if something compelling happened, we put it on TV. There's no question. But in terms of how we got there and what was going on, and the interplay between everybody involved and just getting this thing together. I mean, imagine the logistics. I mean, I still look back and wonder how does this all come together? We're getting ready to shoot another one very soon. It just always does. There are always guys out there who want to meet, a 12, 13, 14-year-old boy or girl for sex. It's shocking to me. I thought we'd do it maybe 2 or 3 times, as a part of Dateline, and that nobody would ever show up. And here we are, as I said, 17 years later, guys still knocking on our doors.
Yeah, it's crazy. And from a production standpoint, look, we've all watched the show, obviously. The first thing you kind of think of is this can't be real. Or that it's staged, or that it was set up, or these were actors. And the longer it went on, the more apparent it came that no, it was real. And all of these people are out there. They are your neighbors. They are, on an app where you can pull it up and see who's a registered sex offender in your neighborhood and things like that. And again, I think that's why it hits so hard, but I'm sure you've gotten that too, of like, hey, were any of these staged?
Yeah, many times. I remember early on in this series, speaking to groups of kids, showing them clips, students, and having them say, boy, that's scary. You think anybody would do that in real life? And I said, that is real life. These are not actors. This isn't a scared straight scenario where we hired somebody to come in and do this. This really happened. This man had this conversation with this person who he thought was a 12, 13, or 14-year-old. And this is what happened when they showed up. People will stop me on the street and specifically ask about one particular predator that they are interested in. The emails I get at chris@predatorpodcast.com, very precise, very specific on, I've been following this particular guy from the Georgia investigation, and you should know that he's turned his life around and he's doing this. Well, that's a great story, And as we continue to do new investigations, which I see no end in sight. I mean, it's we do a lot of different things. I've got shows on Discovery Plus. I've got other things in the works, but I believe that the Predator franchise will always be a part of the portfolio. And the lesson there is enterprise journalism. is important. You know, you can call it investigative or whatever. I call it enterprise because you're taking people inside of a scenario, a real life scenario. You're showing them things they wouldn't normally get a chance to see. They hear things they wouldn't normally have a chance to hear. And you're taking them on this journey of discovery. And that, at the end of the day, as journalists, as storytellers, as television producers and talent, that's our job. And that's the reason why this has become so important. I mean, 10 Emmys, none of them are for Predator. You know, they're all for other stuff.
Right.